when I met Nassim, we were talking about zeta potential. And because I was looking for a perfect water, and we were talking about zeta potential, how the zeta potential thins the water. It's like water being wetter. And in his presentation, he was talking about how red blood cells, there's a force between red blood cells, and that red blood cells in our body function at the speed of light. Think about that. Our red blood cells are turning at 186,000 miles per second. That's unbelievable. Now, I got to tell you, as a cardiologist, I did 3,000 angiograms in a cath lab. And I was amazed when I was 30 years old, when I was a fellow in cardiology, we would put rubber bands around an artery, and we would cut an artery and stick a catheter in the artery, and then we would inject the heart with dye, and the heart would light up like a Christmas tree, and we would see blockages. But sometimes those rubber bands would slip, and I'll never forget it as long as I lived. I will never forget this. If a rubber band slipped, that artery would squirt blood out and hit the ceiling 30 feet across the room. And what I got was that, well, that's why people bleed out from a gunshot wound within 30 seconds if you hit a major artery. But what I really got was how the heart can torque the blood. So think of it this way. When the heart contracts in systole, it twists like this, and the blood gets torqued, and the blood's spinning at 186,000 miles a second. Well, the heart is an unbelievable organ. Unbelievable. Where it can have that force and throw that blood out. And now Pauling talked about when red blood cells start to lose vitamin C, they get knocked off by the spleen. Because what happens is when they get older, they can't keep up with their younger counterparts, and they can't function at 186,000 miles per second. So the body, in its wisdom, takes them out with the spleen. And then our bone marrow makes new red blood cells. So, in essence, we're electrical beings. You know, we're not flesh and bones. We're electric. We're electric. So, the heart, being an electrical organ, is the most vulnerable to toxic electrical stress, but it's the most susceptible to healing forces of harmonious waves that can nurture the heart. So we'll go with this, and we'll talk about vibrational medicine, and hopefully we'll get some good information.